The Sneeches by Dr. Seuss. Now, before we get started with our story, which is about these bird-like creatures, and they're about which one is better, I want to describe to you what's a sneech. Now, you're all probably sitting there wondering, what in the world is a sneech? Well, I'll tell you what a sneech is. A sneech is kind of like Big Bird's ugly cousin. He's yay tall, and he's quite ugly. He looks like Big Bird, but he has your grandpa's 3 hairs with the comb over. Now, Big Bird, he's known for his 3-foot long neck. Well, this sneech, 6 foot long, about somewhere around there. Looks like somebody stretched his neck. It's like an elastic rubber band. And his physique is not very great. He kind of looks like Mr. Incredible in his fat stage. He's got the big old belly, like huge, and then he's like, his arms are like short and stubby. His legs, like, you saw Mr. Incredible's legs, they're like this big, like there's like little tree trunks sort of, but that's a Sneech's legs. So he's kind of like this, but he's so tall because of his neck. Now, let me start with my story, because now you know what a Sneech looks like. The star-belly Sneeches had bellies with stars. And the plain-belly Sneeches had none upon theirs. Those stars weren't so big. They were really just quite small. And you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. But because they had stars, all those star-belly Sneeches would brag, "We're the best kind of Sneeches on beaches!" With their snoots in the air, they'd sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with that plain belly. Oh, we'll have nothing to do with that plain belly sort. And whenever they met someone when they were out walking, they'd hike right up past them without even talking. When the star-belly children went out to play ball, here! Could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You could only play ball if your bellies had stars. And the plain belly children had none upon theirs. When the star-belly Sneeches had Frankfurter roasts, or picnics, or parties, or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain belly Sneeches. They left them out cold, in the dark on the beaches. They kept them away, didn't let them come near. And that's the way they treated them year after year. Then one day, it seems, well, the star-belly Sneeches, the plain-belly Sneeches, were moping and groping alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars. A stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. My friends, he announced in a voice crisp and clean, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean. I've heard of your troubles, I've heard you're unhappy. But I can fix that, I'm a fix-it-up chappy. Then old Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. You want stars like a star-belly Sneech? Well, you can have that for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard. They clambered inside and the big machine roared. And it bumped, and it clunked, and it burped, and it jerked, and it bumped them about, but the thing really worked. When they popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon theirs. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. We are still the Sneeches, and they are the worst. But how in the world will we know? They all frowned. About which one is what, and the other way round. Then came McBean with a very sly wink. Things are not quite as bad as you think. know who's who. That's perfectly true. But come with me, my friends. You know what I'll do? I'll once again make you the best kind of Sneeches on beaches. And all it will cost you is $10 eaches. And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed the stars from their tummies quite nicely. And with their snouts in the air, they paraded about. And they opened their beaks and let out a shout.
Now we know who's who! There isn't a doubt! The best kind of Sneeches are Sneeches without!
Then all the ones without stars then the ones with stars got quite frightfully mad. Got quite mad. For to be wearing a star was frightfully bad. So from then on, as you could probably guess, things got into a really horrible mess. For the rest of the day on those wild screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneeches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Around and about, the machines they raced through and through kept changing their stars every minute or two, until neither the star nor plain bellies knew whether this one was what one, or what one was which one, or which one was that one, or that one was who. Then, when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he drove in his car up the beaches, and he laughed as he drove away.
No, you can't!
No, you can't teach a Sneech. But McBean was quite wrong, I'm quite happy to say. The Sneeches actually got quite smart on that day. From then on, they decided that Sneeches are Sneeches, and no kind of Sneech is the best on the beaches. From then on, they forgot whether their bellies had about stars, and whether or not they had them upon those.
Stay up there.